Yeah, obviously you have to wait until the second guy turns the corner before you can move. And then walk the rest of the way. So so what I've done just there now is perfect, but that genuinely took me like 15 to 20 attempts.
Oh my good God, I would have given up.
Yeah. So that's why I'm very, very grateful that we did a pre-record on this, because that would have that would have sucked his life out of
That would
us.
have broken. Yeah, that would have broken me.
Yeah. Because I would have thought at the time that the game was fucked. And that's why I switched to like to a different fucking computer to play it like.
An altar? Ugh, that looks like blood.
So this is actually Lord Sinclair's study, where there's a few puzzles to be done.
Okay. You got
So
earth, wind, water, and fire.
yeah, they're the icons for the four. So again, even looking at the icons, you can kind of give a guess of what they're meant to be, you know.
Looks
Um,
expensive.
and basically there's loads of other stuff in here as well.
Bones.
Bones.
These are definitely human bones.
And as that sounds, we don't have a time limit here. We can take our time and explore everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are these skulls real? Looks like it.
Now I thought at the time that we did, so that's why I was kind of rushing through everything, but no, we were all good.
Interesting.
And in fairness, it's also a bit of a, shall we say, a harbinger for a puzzle to come up later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
A pentagram. A druid's foot would suit Lord Sinclair better.
So the puzzle here is you can see that everyone is kind of doing those kind of like, as it were, the Egyptian
Yeah.
like walking stance, except for one guy who has his arms out in the T pose. So what you want to do is you want to basically invert the pentagram so he's pointing down to that, and you'll hear a click. So that's the first thing. So now I'm trying to figure out where the click came from as well, which is another task. Yeah. So then you look at this, see the picture there as well. So there you have it. So there's a safe behind it. So basically, by doing the first puzzle, you unlocked basically the picture from the frame, and now you can do the safe. So you don't necessarily get a hint for this as such, but the actual hint is the painting. So the painting has like three objects, basically. It has a star, the moon, and the skull. And if you basically if you kind of compare that to like a clock, you'd see that there's one at 10 o'clock, 2, and 6.
Right.
So you basically go from there. Now, that's not obviously adequately explained. I think it's actually, sorry, I was wrong. It was 10, 1, and 2. Now, the trouble is that you need to do them consecutively. So if you do 10 and then do the one incorrectly, it resets. So you could be going around the dial thinking you got it wrong, but you actually have to do, like, you have to get the three coordinates correct and then open see it. Like, it's a bit of trial and error, but it's not the worst in the world, to be fair. So this is me, like, systematically going through the buttons here until I get the right one, which eventually I do. So in the end, like, you know, I'll eventually get to here where it's the right answer was 6 o'clock, because obviously that's where the three objects are in the painting. And there we go, voila.
Voila! Open.
So what we have here is a scroll and the amulet. So Melanie found the amulet in the end. The story is happy end.
It seems to be really
So
for Lord
that tells you now that for definite that it was Mr. Blacktop in the graveyard with the amulet.
The creatively nicknamed Jack was the guy who chased us over. And look, it's Halligan.
God, what a relief! What was that for?
Oh!
What's wrong, Brent?
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Again!
Stop it! What's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Don't you recognize me? Brent, stop it!
Go, drama.
Dun, dun,
Come on, use those rubber arms. Stretch, bunk.
bloody idiot.
Now
Yeah.
kill him.
No, she just stops.
Oh. What?
I love the transition from
Brent,
the two
Is that
game
you?
two game
Do you
engines.
recognize me?
Like
Of course I
and
recognize
decompress.
you. Bloody hell, what's going on? Oh my god, I'm feeling sick. Everything's spinning.
So
I
who
had
knew
to
that
hit
the
you
way
over
to
the
break
head.
a
You were
druid's
acting like
trance
a
is
madman.
a concussion?
Wait, I just have to get it together for a moment.
Could
Oh,
it
man,
could have been just that
you
easy.
can't imagine what I've gone through here. What happened?
You threatened me. You tried to kill me.
I did what?
You tried to kill me, Brent. You hit me. Don't ever do that again. Do you understand?
Don't ever try and kill me
Melanie,
again,
I
Brent. Oh, I
didn't know
swear.
what I was
Oh,
doing.
I'll be so angry.
I can't even remember hitting you.
Oh, God, Brent. What's this Sinclair done to you?
How did you get here anyway? Have you been here long?
I got your message. Can't you remember? I thought you might need help out here.
Oh, right.
Now, as far as I know, I think
I
if
had a look
you
around the room, Brent.
you can go
and
through
I
this
found the
entire
amulet
game and
Mr.
not
Blake
send a copy to
mentioned on the
Melanie.
phone.
If you do,
Where?
then
It was
you
in
end up
Sinclair's
basically just
safe,
like locked in that room
together
and
with
you
the
end up being
parchment.
So Sinclair had it.
mincemeat
I'm sure
essentially.
Mr. Blake will be interested.
That's my
in
understanding
that.
of it. So again,
Now, tell me
in
what's
terms of death
happening
screen,
here,
you literally
Brent.
don't miss much. It is
What's
just like
Sinclair
white
up
text
to?
and black background, and that's it. Like,
Melanie, I saw how this Lord Sinclair killed somebody.
What? When did you see that? And where?
Last night, here on the estate. Sinclair caught me immediately after my arrival and had me locked up. I could hear screams when I was in that room. Horrible screams. I escaped and ran outside to the forest behind the estate. And there I saw it.
What did you see?
Sinclair and some
all the
other men,
druids having a
they
little
wore
fun.
habits. And they were just about to cut a living human being into pieces.
Well, they weren't about to. They were literally cutting him to
That
pieces.
can't be true.
I saw it with my
There's no
own
if
You
and
eyes.
saw
if and
the
about it.
muscle being scraped off.
Oh,
Like,
God.
Like,
And
yeah,
what happened to you?
the guy was being sautéed
Why didn't
alive
you
for fuck's
recognize
sake.
me?
It must have had something to do with the food.
What food?
Sinclair and his
that
friends
delicious,
invited me
delicious
to
food.
their dinner.
Hmm.
The food did something to me. Anyway, Sinclair had no compunction in telling me all about the circle and about their future plans over dinner.
It's yeah, I just love the daftness of it. It's like they made me eat that food, and not according to the cutscene, Mr. Halligan.
That's nonsense.
There wasn't much coercion
seen
with
what
that
these people did to
with that
me.
main
They're
course. You know
mad.
what I mean?
And they are serious. I'm sure about that now.
What's going on in there? Open the door! Open it!
I don't
at
know if
once!
it was my
Guards,
audio
Brent, they're at
dropped
the
or
door.
whether
We
it's
have to
the
leave.
current
Open the
weather
door!
conditions.
Jack!
Mhm.
But there was
Yeah,
a
Melanie, I
period of
think you're
just
right.
like
We really should
silence
get out of here.
on the
And we should do it
there.
now. We made it.
So-
I
Yes, thank
think.
God.
Well, I think I heard
Couldn't
sound
have
on my
taken it in
side, so
that
I think.
house even a
I
second
think
longer.
the local
Everything all
storm.
right
I think
with
might
you?
have.
Yes, I'm a bit out of
might be
breath.
telling
I
you
could
this-
see, I could still see the
My head
captions,
is
but
still
that's why I was
throbbing a
kind
bit,
of
but apart from
pressing
that, I'm
buttons
okay.
here
We
on
have to go,
my
Melanie.
computer just to make sure
Now.
I hadn't
Where?
done
To
busted.
Mr. Blake.
No,
If
that's fair,
anybody
that's
can
fair.
Tell us something about the incidents in
In
this
case
house,
you
he
thought there was a
can.
bit of a
Okay,
lull there,
let's
it was
move.
me
Mr. Blake,
furiously trying
I'm
to figure
glad
out what
you're
was going
here.
on.
There's a
That's
lot
okay.
we need to tell you.
And we
We've
immediately just
experienced
run
something
to
simply
to
incredible.
Professor
Straight
Blake.
away.
Down, Mr. Halligan.
Yeah.
No way of
Discuss it all
sneaking
in
out. You
peace
didn't
and
have to do another
quiet.
stealth
Perhaps
exercise
you'd
to
like
get
to
out.
introduce me to the young
I
lady.
choose to
Oh, of
believe that
course.
they
I almost
basically
forgot in all
couldn't
this
program it in.
excitement. Mr. Blake, this is Dr. Melanie Turner from the Anthropological Museum in Oxford.
Oh yes, of course. We spoke on the telephone.
Again, I
That's
just
right.
I want to
Pleased to
just
meet
imagine
you at
like
long last,
like
Mr.
Professor Blake is
Now,
looking at the
what's
like
been
you know
happening?
Halligan
You
with like a
found out
big
any more
fucking
about
lump
the
on the
circle?
side of his head, and
Anymore?
Melanie with
It's a
like
nightmare, Mr.
clearly
Blake.
like slaps on her face as well, going like,
Mr. Blake,
okay, I'm
we
you know
found the
I'm not even
amulet
gonna
you're
ask. I'm
talking
just gonna
about.
keep plugging my book.
amulet
Have
of
you read my book,
transformation.
by the way? It's
Found it.
It's about the Druids. Have you heard about the Druids?
I'm gonna do the same pumping noise because it seems that you
Yes.
all like that.
That's it. Where was it?
In a hidden safe. In the office of the leader of this ominous circle. There was a parchment with it. With
What's the
completely
chances that
illegible
Blake
signs
turns
on
out to
it.
be a bad guy too,
Here,
that you
take
really
a
just
look.
wanted
Can you
like
not-
the
can-
amulet to do?
Well, he seemed to trying to psychically absorb
they
that
make
piece
any
of
sense
paper.
to you?
So
Very
Oh.
unusual runes. I'll have to take a look
Pump,
at this in
pump,
peace. Go on
pump.
with your story.
here we go.
You were saying you know who's leading the circle? Who is it?
Can we just accept him? Just don't call him a Chris Pratt. Just call him a Tory. We all know who he is. Like, You don't get it by you don't get a lordship by merit, quite literally. Like,
Yeah.
The circle is led by an aristocrat called Lord Sinclair.
Lord Sinclair. Never heard of him. How did you find out?
Research. Scotland Yard observed the group for a while. There was an entry in the database, so I drove out to his place. It's a pretty pretentious estate on Winchester Street.
You drove out there all by yourself?
Yes.
That was rather careless of you, Mr.
oh, wait until you
Halligan.
hear the next
Say
bit,
that
Doctor
again. He's
Professor.
obviously been expecting me and had me locked up at once.
What happened next?
I ate a man. I mean, what?
I witnessed a murder taking place.
It was
Murder?
delicious.
On
I want
Sinclair's
more.
estate?
Please help.
Professor Blake, has
Yes.
anyone ever told you that
I
human
saw
flesh
them
tastes a
cutting
bit
the
like
flesh
pulled
from a
pork?
human body. Alive
And
body.
goes well with a
Witness
barbecue drizzle.
circle?
Don't ask me how I know
Yes.
that.
I knew it.
I just
What you
do.
witnessed was a ritual for the transferal of life force.
A transferal of
I
life
passed
force.
out. When I came to, I was
So
sitting
Halligan
at a
basically
lay
has a
table
second
with
health bar
Sinclair
now,
and four
just in
other
case
men.
anyone's wondering.
Was there food on the table?
Yes, meat.
You didn't eat any, surely.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
I know. It was the victim's flesh, wasn't it?
Yes. You have taken part in the ritual, Mr.
You are
Halligan.
now in
How
the
on
inner
earth
circle.
did you manage to get away?
Miss Turner got me out. If it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't be here now.
You're a
I
brave
choose to
boy,
believe that,
Mr.
like, if
Turner.
there was a sequel to this game, like Halligan would be the
What do
main
we do
villain now.
now?
Like,
Why
he
don't
is
we
actually
just send a
fully
police
like
contingent
the
Yeah.
druidic
here?
powers have
You're
now
a
kind of like taken
detective,
him
Mr.
over, and he's like set up a
and Lord
new set
Sinclair
of
is a
druids.
murderer.
There won't be
And
anything to
like
find
either
by the time
like
they get there.
like Melanie would have to be the
Sometimes
protagonist to
things are
try and
no
take him
fools.
down, or you
They'll
know,
proceed as they've done on
maybe
all the
give
other
what the
cases.
And
people
all
give the people
he
what they
doesn't
want.
care about
Somewhere
any of
to save
like the
police
beliefs or
hunting
anything.
high
He
and
just
low
want
for the
more meat.
corpse. Scouts
He's
never
just
will find
hungry
the
all
body.
the time.
In that case.
But I
Don't
saw
point to
them
Professor
commit
Blake. Something he can do
murder.
about it.
Yes, you're a witness. A simple detective up against 5 highly influential citizens. Who'd believe you? You don't stand a
Finally, the
chance.
most realistic person in this game.
How can we stop these people?
I'm afraid we won't be
That's
able
a man
to.
who
Lord
realizes he's
Sinclair and his friends
it's
are
a man who
untouchable.
realizes he's living in
Every
England,
one of their rituals
and the class
makes them
system
more
still lives
powerful.
on.
Have you found out yet what stopped the completion of the ritual 1,000 years ago?
I've deciphered the text a little further, but some of the signs are just completely unknown to me.
I thought you said the amulet was important to the ritual.
Yes, that's what the inscription says.
Yeah, but then everything's all right now. After all, I've got
Hmm.
it. Let's just melt it down, then this nightmare will be over.
Mr. Halligan, you're forgetting the ritual has already taken place 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, so
It
that
just
like
didn't
this is
reach
literally the
perfection.
last piece they
Only
need
part
is
of the
to
power
you
was
know
transferred to
kill
infants.
as many people as they
Inheritors
need
are
to
now
get the life
trying
force
to
and complete the ritual.
their ritual.
But if this amulet means so much to Sinclair, surely it must be needed for the perfection.
I'm not so sure about that. Sinclair may be interested in it for some other reason.
What makes you think that?
The title written on the parchment you
Oh,
gave me.
parchment, yes, sweet delicious parchment.
What does the parchment's title say?
Unless I'm very much mistaken, the text refers to a place known as 12 Bridges.
What kind of place is
I
that?
read that as 12 budgies.
Is an abandoned complex near
Yeah.
Glastonbury. The bridges are in great
You say,
danger of
"Oh my
collapsing.
God, how horrible.
Ancient
They're eating
Celtic
parrots
myths
now. How
refer to
disgusting."
the place as the Gate of the Worlds.
Gate of the Worlds? What's that supposed to be?
You know, Mr. Halligan, the Celts did not regard reality
Ooh,
and time
hello.
as insurmountable facts. On the contrary, they regarded them as illusions.
Things are getting tasty
which
up in
man's
here.
laziness and ignorance made him incapable of overcoming. Celtic shrines were always special places that allowed them to leave the normality of everyday reality. Celtic myths claim that 12 Bridges has been a consecrated
To be fair,
site
12
for
Bridges does sound like a
millennia.
fantastic power metal
A
band,
place where the body can
Yeah.
step over
doesn't it? Like you
into
can
another
imagine them,
time.
like they would be the soundtrack to someone's childhood, you know.
Can you read what the
And then when they
parchment
come back on
says?
their like the
The
reunion
signs
tour,
resemble
everyone is
those
buying
on the
tickets for it, you
inscription
know.
I'm working on, but I'm just not getting anywhere with
Like
it. All I've been able
generations.
to make out of the parchment
Yeah.
so far is the title. I need a special book to continue. The Celtic Orthographic System by Scott M. Winfield. Oxford University Library should have it. Mr. Halligan, please get me a copy of that
Only
book.
it's someone in
I believe the
Oxford that could
translation of
get
this
us there.
parchment is the key to Lord Sinclair's intention.
Yes, Melanie.
You mean 12 Bridges is the gate to a journey through time?
According to the legend, yes.
Now, Burkbot, I'm gonna
but nothing's
Gonna
ever
give you a
been
wild
reported
guess
of such a
to
journey.
see if
That
you know
doesn't
where
make it
Act
impossible,
2
does it?
and 3 of this game
The
is
place
going.
has not been closely examined so far.
Are we gonna
It's too
end up
dilapidated. Just entering the place is taking a
in
very
Oxford?
serious risk. Anyway,
and
nobody
then
really believes in time
at
travel anymore these
Glasgow?
days.
We will be very
Why would
close to
Sinclair keep a
Glasgow,
parchment
yes.
about that place in his safe?
You see,
Stonehenge?
Mr. Halligan, that's
Stonehenge?
what I've
Yep,
been
that's on our
wondering.
list too.
If Sinclair knows the place and keeps a parchment about it hidden in his safe, wouldn't it be
Can't
believe my
conceivable that
closest-
journeys
time.
through time
Ugh.
really are
Like,
possible
the
from
closest I'll
12
ever get
bridges?
to
You mean
Glastonbury is
he wants to
this
travel
game.
back in time?
Well, he'd certainly be doing his
Well,
best to
I
make sure
mean,
nobody
when we
else made
eventually
that
play
journey.
Broken Sword
Maybe
3, that's when you
Sinclair
actually get to
wants
see the
prevent
tour in Glastonbury.
anyone from traveling back in time and disturbing the ritual.
In fact, I think
Why would anyone
actually
do that?
Glastonbury is a very big part of
Why
Broken
would
Sword 3, as I
Sinclair be so
remember.
concerned about it?
It's easy.
Mhm.
No
True.
ritual, no inheritors. No inheritors.
No, Lord Sinclair.
So he just started doing the
I see.
pumping thing
Of
to
course, these are just
I
speculations.
love it. It's like,
As I said,
come on,
Mr. Halligan,
pump that information,
I need
Halligan.
the book from the library. I should be able to tell you more when I've translated the parchment.
Why do they call the place 12 Bridges?
It's a very strange arrangement of 12 stone bridges. No one
Well, geez,
knows
that
why they were built
really
that way.
helped explain things, Drake.
Probably
Thanks.
weren't the first thing that was erected there anyway. The current bridge array dates from the early Middle Ages. If, as I suspect, that place has been a Celtic shrine for centuries, there are bound to have been other structures there at some point.
Okay. That is pretty much all we need to do with Blake at this point.
Thank you, Mr.
Okey-doke.
Blake. I'll see what I can
Mhm.
make of it.
Good. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to call on me anytime you like.
Yeah, that's it. So when
Right.
we come back then on the on Mystery of the
Mr. Halligan,
Druids, we're going to
I'm from
go
the
to
library already.
Oxford.
Give me the book so I
Oxford
can
to
start
get a
translating
book.
immediately.
We're going
Mr.
to get a
Blake, I
book
haven't
for
got the
Professor
book yet.
Blake
I
and
need to
promise not
ask
to
you
eat any
something first.
humans along the
Anytime,
way.
Mr. Halligan.
No
That's
promises.
probably going to be the
I've
hardest part
changed
of
my
this.
mind.
All right,
That
Mr.
more than
Halligan,
likely,
I'll see you
yes.
soon.
So
And,
until then,
don't
we'll see you
forget
next
to
time on
bring me
Click the
the
Thing.
book.
Good night, everybody.
Click that thing. Goodbye.